I had a dream I was bent over crying, asking why wasn't enough. And I know that God showed me that dream for a reason. I felt all the pain. Somebody's crying right now, and somebody need to hear this. Because you gave your all to someone, like really gave your all, your time, your body, your loyalty, your patience, and your prayers. And they didn't even stop for a second to think about how it would make you feel to betray you. Not even once. Because cheating is not just an action, it's a decision made without you in mind. It's choosing someone else while laying next to the one who chose you. It's lying without hesitation and carrying on like nothing ever happened while a woman is sitting there feeling everything. You know, cheating doesn't just break trust, it breaks her. And this is the part nobody prepares women for. It makes you question yourself. It makes her question her worth, her body, her value, her reality, and the man that caused it goes on like it's nothing. And what's crazy is we don't always walk away. Some of us stay. And if we're being honest, this is where most of us get stuck. Not because we're weak, but because we think we can fix it, fix him, love him enough to change him. And if we're being honest, some of us knew and still stayed because we didn't want to face the truth. We were scared. And to be real, I was young once and I believed a married man. You know that line that they say, oh, we just stand in the same house until the divorce is final. And I believed it, not realize that I wasn't just stepping into a situation, I was planting a seed. That seed that we like to call karma. But let's tell the truth, it's called sowing seeds. Because when you plant a seed, it doesn't just stay small. The roots go down first. And you don't see nothing on the top layer at first. And then over time, that thing grows bigger than what you planted, heavier than what you expected. And the Bible already told us in Galatians 6:7, be not deceived, God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. And in Proverbs 6:32, he that committeth adultery also destroys his own soul. So this is not just about hurting her. It's about him destroying himself too. So what we plan in secret, what we justify, what we ignore, it comes back. And what we don't realize is that sometimes we still dealing with things we planted years ago. But I'm going to say this too, because everything isn't always everything we sowed. Sometimes it's just what's meant to be, and only God knows why. And some of us got to get knocked down for God to pick us back up. Sometimes he allows things not to break us, but to show us, to wake us up, to pull us out of something we would have stayed in. And let me show you what it really looks like. I'm going to be completely honest. Picture this. A woman hunched over day after day, night after night, crying so hard she can't even breathe right. Her chest tight, her body shaking, her stomach empty because cheating would take everything out of you. Food doesn't even taste the same anymore because betrayal would starve you from the inside out. And while she's breaking like that, he's still choosing other women like her pain doesn't exist at all. And the crazy part is, she didn't even realize it. This pain didn't start overnight. It started with a seed. It started with a seed. She just kept pushing it to her side. And now the same woman, she can't even have her own daughters around that man. Not because she has proof, not because of that, but because her intuition won't let her rest. Something feels off. Something isn't right, and she keeps going back and forth in her mind, trying to make sense of it, trying to give him the benefit of the doubt while quietly asking herself, is he capable of more than what I already know? And instead of trusting what she feels, she stays. Now think about this. A woman being abused but staying quiet because the same man that hurts her knows how to look good in public, so she suffers in silence. And this is where it stops being just about us. Because we think everything is about us. And that child hurt and confused, crying out for help, but not being believed, watching the very person that's supposed to protect them side with the one causing the pain, until that child starts thinking, maybe it's easier if I'm not here at all. And then that same child grows up wondering, why didn't my father stay? Was it something I did? Am I not enough? Carrying weight that they were never meant to carry. And here's where it gets deeper, y'all. Those daughters grow up and become that same woman, accepting less, tolerating disrespect, stand through cheating, settling for broken love because that's what they saw. And those sons grow up watching everything and becoming the same kind of man, cheating, moving without accountability because nobody corrected what they saw. That's how cycles continue. Not because people don't know better, but because we don't stop long enough to take accountability. We blame everybody else except for looking in the mirror at ourselves. And another thing I want to say, and I'm going to be real, when we talk about cheating, we have to stop acting like it's just a mistake, because it's not just sex. It's not just secrets. It's damage, mental, emotional, and generational. And let me say this because I'm going to be real and honest. Like I said, women cheat too. I'm not saying they don't, but I can't speak on what it does to a man. I can only tell you what it did to me and what I know what it does to a woman. That's all I can say. And I'm going to say this too because I know, because I lived it. That's why I'm saying all this. I lived this. In my memoir, Sex Please, I don't just talk about cheating. I tell the truth about what it really did to me. Not just finding out he was living a double life, but what it did to me as a woman who already struggled with low self-esteem. How I stayed, how I tolerated it. How I kept believing I could change him. How I kept believing he could change. Everything in me knew better. But some things I went through, I didn't even say out loud until I wrote it in that book. And let's be real, the same men that cheat would lose their mind if that same thing was done to the woman in their life. They wouldn't accept it. They wouldn't tolerate it. But they turn around and do it to somebody else's daughter like it means nothing. That's not love. That's selfishness dressed up as love. That's all it is. And this is the part we don't like to talk about. We do not. What it really does to a woman internally. Let's talk about that. How she started questioning herself. Was I not enough? Did I do something wrong? Why wasn't I worth being chosen? And the truth is, it was never about her worth. It was about what they lacked. Come on now, y'all. And the way a man treats his wife shows how he loves himself. It says that in the Bible in Ephesians 5:28. So ought men to love their wives as their own bodies. He that loveth his wife loveth himself. So let's make it real. If that woman was your mother, your sister, your daughter, would you still treat another woman like that? Some will, some won't. Because God didn't create us to live in confusion, y'all. He didn't create us to live in pain nor cycles. He created us to walk in truth. And once those seeds take root, no person, no relationship, no distraction can fix it. Only Jesus can pull us up from the root. And until we take accountability of self, we're just hurting ourselves. We're raising the next generation to basically repeat what broke us in the first place.